Excellent. Okay, super. So welcome to the webinar again. Okay, so we're going to be talking about reading life hacks today. And so the reading section of the exam has 3 texts. We can call them 3 reading sections. Hello. And we have 40 questions altogether. And we have 60 minutes for our reading. This is IELTS Academic. In IELTS General, we have 3 reading sections, but we've got more texts, because in Reading General module, we have shorter texts and there are more texts, and it's easier. Okay, so the first life hack for today is synonyms. Okay, in reading, pretty much most of it is paraphrased, as you know. In the task, we have certain words. In the text, we have other words. When you're preparing for the reading section, you should expect synonyms, paraphrasing, like similar words, similar structures. For example, here in the task, I've got researchers have suggested. Could you give me any ideas? How can we paraphrase this? What else can we have in the text, right? That could be a synonym to the phrase researchers have suggested. So any ideas? Could you write to me in the comment section? What could we have in the text? Not researchers, but somebody else have suggested any synonyms? Lots of ideas. Also about cooling systems. We have in the task, we have cooling systems in the text. What synonym can we have? And the same for shortage of fuel. What synonym can we have in the text? Okay, Rina, yes, that's a good one. Any more ideas of the synonyms? Somewhere in the depth of your vocabulary, do you have any synonyms to that? Okay, so these are our synonyms. Have a look. So in the task, we have researchers have suggested. In the text, we have a hypothesis. Wow. So if we think about it, the idea is pretty much the same, right? But we should be ready for these synonyms. Cooling systems in the task. In the text, we have air conditioning units. Shortage of fuel in the task, and in the text we've got not enough coal. So you see, most of it is paraphrased, and if you're not ready for this, if you want the text to have the same words as in the task, it may not happen. So the first life hack: be ready for synonyms, even for some crazy synonyms such as a hypothesis. All right. Okay. What do we do if we don't know the answer? So in the reading section, you don't know the answer, you can't find it. Like, what do we do? Do we get stuck? Do we rack our brains and start thinking about it, searching the answer in the text? Or we guess the answer. The same as in listening. If you miss the answer in the listening, right, you could just didn't catch the answer, you can guess it. This is a really important life hack, because we have ABC questions, and in the reading section we have multiple choice questions. So A, B, C, D, you need to choose one of the answers. If you don't know, or if you have no time, you just guess it. You use your intuition, creative juices, and the connection with the outer space, and maybe logic or common sense, just to figure it out. Please don't leave blank spaces. So write something, okay? Even if you're not sure, just write it there. Let it be the word, or A or B, or kind of like, okay, any answer, just like put it there in a random order. Maybe it's going to be correct. Some people leave the blanks empty. Yeah, when you do the reading section, you have the booklet with the task and the answer sheet where you write the answers in the reading section. So some people, if they don't know, they just leave it blank. No, just don't do that. Write something, maybe it will be correct, especially with the multiple choice questions. Okay, moving on. One of the most important things is the task. Surprisingly, many students, candidates who take the exam, just ignore the task and do what they please. Well, in the IELTS exam, it may not be a good idea because they give you the task, they want you to follow the task. So basically, do what they tell you to do. In the reading section, a common task, like no more than 2 words. Yeah. Can you write 3 words? No, you can't. You write no more than 2 words. So if the task asks you to write no more than 2 words, you write 1 word or 2 words, not like 5 words. Here also the same, like 1 word and a number, okay? So you can't use 2 numbers. It's 1 word and 1 number, right? Or without the number. Also, if you have 1 word, can you write 2 words? No. Again, we've discussed it in the listening section. It might be very silly for me to say that, oh, come on, just follow the task. But really, in practice, many students don't. And they have these silly mistakes when they have the task and they write 2 words, but not 1. Like, come on, perché? Why did you do that? So if you're a teacher, tell your students to follow the task. If you're a student, if you're a future candidate, please follow the task, do as they tell you to do, okay? All right, moving on to life hack number 3, keywords, okay? Before you even read the text, the same as in the listening section, we should underline the keywords. Here, my keyword would be helpful, the course, and then structured, okay? So these are the keywords that I will look for in the text. I have my keywords, I look for the synonyms, similar structures, similar words or phrases which mean the same, but in the text, right? When I find my keyword in the text, for example, I found structure, not like was structured, but a structure, right? The keyword. I found the keyword in the text. I should read around this keyword. I read 1 sentence above and 1 sentence below. Many students read only above the keyword, 1 sentence, and then just forget what is like below the keyword. Not a good thing to do, because the answer might be below. So we need this like the whole thing, the whole picture, yeah? Which is why in every statement in the reading task, locate the keywords, find them in the text, or don't find them in the text. For example, if like yes, no, not given task, right? So find the keywords in the text, read around. Also, we should predict which type of a word we should write. For example, here, do I need a noun, an adjective, a noun in the singular, or a noun in the plural? Yeah. So kind of to be ready, what to look for in the text, and then like you find it, and then kind of you copy paste the answer. Can you change the words from the text? No, you can't change the words. Copy paste. In reading, it's very easy, so there shouldn't be any spelling mistakes. You find the word, copy paste exactly as it is. You mustn't change it into the answer sheet. Yeah. Okay. Feel free to ask questions as we go along, okay? All right, so the keywords. Now, the question for you is, do we read the text first and then the reading task, or we read the task first and then the text? Could you give me some answers in the comment section? So what do we do? The text first or the task first? Okay. Any other ideas? The task? Yes, the task dictates what to read. Okay. Normally, you don't have this free time to kind of like sit back, relax, and read the text for pleasure, and then do the task, right? We don't have the luxury of so much time. That's why the task dictates what to read, okay? So you open the booklet, you see the text. Well, the text is about dinosaurs, lovely. You look at the task, you read the task, keywords, go to the text, okay? Just like this. And also, if you, for example, have 5 statements in the task, do you read all 5 statements? Or you read one statement, then go to the text. The second statement, keywords, go to the text, find the answer. You do it one by one, right? Because if you read all 5 statements at one go, and then the text, again, you will forget. You can't, can you keep all the information about these 5 statements in your head? Maybe no. That's why one by one, right? Question or first statement, keywords, go to the text. Find the answer, write it in the answer sheet, yeah? Then the second statement or the question, keywords, the text, just one by one, yeah? Okay. In certain tasks, you should read the task first. For example, if you have headings, right, you might want to read through the headings first. Also, if you have the task, which paragraph contains the following, you read the information first, and then you go paragraph, but we'll talk about this task later. So usually, the task dictates what to read. Often, you don't need all the paragraphs, to read all the paragraphs to answer the task. Yeah? Okay, moving on. Another question for you. If you can't find the answer, again, we discussed the guessing part, right? If you can't find the answer, you should guess. But also, can you get stuck? Can you get stuck for one answer, for example, for 5 minutes? Is it okay or no? Can you actually spend 5 minutes on one question, or it's better to keep going? So could you write to me in the comment section? So how much time can you spend on one question, on one answer? 5 minutes on one answer, 3 minutes? Can you spend 10 minutes looking for one answer? 1 minute, okay. Any other ideas? Okay, I go with 2 minutes. Any more ideas? More than 3 minutes? Can I do that? Okay, 2 minutes from Julia. All right. Now let's do the mathematics, shall we? So, in the reading section, we have 40 questions, okay, in total, 40 questions. We have 60 minutes. Now, one question, how much time? How much time do you have for one question? Let's do the maths. What are your ideas? Yes, exactly. So 1.5, yeah? 1.5 minutes for one question, okay? So if I already spent 2 minutes, I'm lagging behind the schedule, yeah? So ideally, 1.5 minutes. Yeah. Of course, some questions are more challenging than the other questions, and you might want to spend more time. But if you feel that you spend more time on true, false, not given, then other questions should be quite brisk. Yeah, just like maybe like 1 minute, right? Or if you spend the kind of like 2 minutes, then you can end up not having enough time. What usually happens, you do section 1 reading, okay, very well, then section 2, and then section 3, you have 10 minutes instead of 20, you see? And then kind of random, you start guessing, you start putting just random answers, yeah? Well, it could be a strategy if you feel that reading is super challenging for you, especially the last reading text, because the last reading text is heavier than the previous texts. Yeah. So one of the strategies could be like you do your best with section 1, you spend more time. Then section 2, also you do your best. Then section 3, well, okay, you have 5 minutes left for section 3, just random stuff. Yeah. Or you have 10 minutes, well, do it as you can. Well, it may seem crazy, but it could actually be a strategy. Yeah. Section 3 has, well, 10 questions, 11 questions, right? But again, 11 versus 30. Yeah. So you can do this 30 correct and then mess up with these last questions. Well, again, think about it. If it could work for you, if may not, again, like forget about it and choose the strategies which work for you. Yeah. Again, we have many reading strategies, and you should choose what works personally for you, right? Okay, another life hack. Yeah, and just I was talking about 30 correct answers. So to receive band 7 for reading, yeah, if I want band 7, I need 30 correct answers. Yeah. If you want band 8, so be more ambitious, yeah, I need 35 correct answers. So for 6, 23. So you see, it's pretty doable, achievable to get band 7 for speaking. 30 correct answers, it means 10 mistakes, okay? Well, 11 or 9 mistakes to be on the safe side, but again, like 30, but okay, attention, this is for academic, reading academic module. Do we have anybody who is going to be taking general IELTS and general reading? Because in IELTS general, because reading is easier, so you need more correct answers to receive higher score. So for example, for 7, you need 34 correct answers because reading is easier in general, okay? Okay, so do we have any general people on the academics? All right, now, about the tricky, super tricky task types. Have you ever seen this before? True, false, not given? Yeah, I think those who have taken the state exam have these, well, tricky tasks about true, false, not given. This is, well, and again, half of the world would agree with me that true, false, not given question types are one of the most challenging, right? Here we have true if the statement agrees with the information in the text, okay? False, contradicts like opposite, yeah? And not given, no information in the text. Earlier, we've been talking about synonyms, yeah? So you find the keywords, then synonyms you can find in the text. Now, if there are no synonyms, there are no antonyms to your keywords, it means that the information is not given, okay? You basically can't find the information, the words, the synonyms in the text. Now, the trick is that half of the information, some information, will be given in the text, but half will be missing. Now, for the information to be given, the whole idea should be given in the text. If you have some words given, some words not given, it means no, not given. Okay? For the information to be given, so to be true or false, you need to have the whole idea of the statement. Yeah? Again, when you start training and start doing the tasks, you will feel it. Yeah, because now that you haven't done these tasks, or you are just planning to do them, it's quite, difficult to understand what's going on here. So you need to be equipped with the strategies and the exact understanding. What does true mean? False, what is it? What is not given? Kind of to feel this, the tricks. Yeah. Okay. Now, a similar task, a very similar task, is yes, no, not given. Now, the question for you: what is the difference? What's the difference between these two tasks? True, false, not given, and yes, no, not given. It's pretty much the same, right? But there is a difference. Could you write to me in the comment section what is the difference? True, false, and yes, no, not given. Just what you think. What the differences are. Okay. The difference is that true, false, we have here, yeah, Irina, absolutely, yeah, spot on. So agrees with the information, you see? So true, false is about information in the text. It's very straightforward. We have information in the text, black and white, okay, true. Opposite information, false. No information, not given. But in yes, no, not given, clue claims of the writer. Claims meaning opinion, yes, the opinion of the writer. Basically, yes, no, not given task is the same as reading Dostoevsky. You read Dostoevsky and you start wondering, what on earth does it all mean? So this task is about the opinion of the writer, what the writer implies. Is it as straightforward as true, false? No. Should you read between the lines? Yes. You should kind of understand the opinion of the writer. And again, it's not kind of black and white, right? You should you read the information in the text, but then you see, is the writer positive or kind of negative about it? Yeah. So, and if it's yes, so the writer agrees with the statement, or the writer contradicts. So he says like, no, it's like the other way around. Or again, it's impossible to say what the writer thinks. So we can't say what the writer opinion is, because this information is not given. Is we don't have it in the text. Again, before the exam, make sure that you have the strategies, that you can deal with this task, because it's a very common task. Again, both for general academic people, true, false, not given, it could be 3 tasks of not true, false, not given in one test. Pretty much in every section, you have this type of a task. The same with yes, no, not given. It could be 2, yes, no, not given in the second section and in the third section. So you can have it. Yeah, it's crazy. And again, this is pretty challenging, you guys. Even if you have, especially if you have yes, no, or give a task in the third text, it's really challenging. Last time I was doing the official test with the teachers. We had a mock test from the official resources. Cambridge sent us some official papers. So we were doing kind of an official test. And it was yes, no, given in the last text. It was crazy. I was kind of like, and also kind of you are at the end of your reading. There is not much time left, and it's challenging. But again, it could be trained. Yeah, there are some secrets and strategies to deal with this task. So make sure that you are aware of them. Yeah, before the test, or ideally before the test, or you can figure it out during the test as you are doing the test. Like, oh wow, how can I do it? Well, but again, well, what's suitable for you. Yeah? Okay, one more tricky task, and this task is actually really time consuming. And for this task, you do need to read all the text. Remember, we've said earlier that the task dictates what to read, and sometimes you may not read all the paragraphs. So if you have this task, you must pretty much read everything, every single word in the freaking text. So, and again, a very common task, which paragraph contains the following information. And you might have, here I have two things, just an example, yeah? You might have 5 statements or 6 statements, again, like, or maybe even 3 statements, yeah? The tricky thing is that it has this thing, nota bene. It means pay attention. You may use any letter more than once. How do we understand that? So we have many paragraphs, and we have, let's imagine, from 14 to 19 statements, yeah? Now, you may use any letter more than once. Letter meaning like paragraph A, paragraph B, paragraph C. For example, which paragraph contains a description of a device invented by Mr. Yellow. So paragraph A could contain this information, so you write 14A. But also, paragraph A could contain an explanation of how to use this device. So we will write A in 14 and A in 15. One paragraph could contain several statements, yeah? If you have this task. Now, do you understand what I'm driving at? How are you, like here? Could you write to me in the comment section? Is it clear, the idea, or kind of not clear? Because it's an important kind of like thing to understand. Can I write paragraph C and D in 14? Can I write 2 letters? No, right? Very often students misunderstand the task and they feel, okay, you may use any letter more than once. Hey, 14 is B and D. No, it's wrong, okay? 1 number, 1 answer. 14, C. But C could also be 18 or 16, yeah? Okay, so pretty much a difficult task. And how do we tackle it? We read one paragraph, paragraph A, only paragraph A, then we read the statements and see, does it contain 1, nothing, or maybe 2 points, yeah? Then paragraph B, then the task, and see, maybe nothing, maybe 1, or maybe 2, yeah? Okay, kind of mind-blowing, really, this task. Okay, more tasks which are, well, tricky, summaries, okay? Very often, the task asks you to write the words in the summary, and the text is massive, and the summary is like this big, you know, where everything is paraphrased, Sometimes you are given the words that you have to put in the summary, or sometimes you have to take the words from the text. Yeah. Here you should be attentive towards the grammar of the task. The grammar of the task should be correct. Okay. If the grammar is wrong, then you've chosen the wrong answer. The grammar should be correct. Okay. Headings also a very common task in reading section 2. Headings could be in section 3, but usually in section 2. So there are headings, and you match headings to the paragraphs. Okay. Again, the strategy is to match the main idea, because you are given the name to a paragraph, right? So basically the main idea. What's the main idea of the paragraph? And the main idea is usually the beginning of the paragraph or the end, the last sentence of the paragraph, or it could be kind of the first lines, the first sentence and the second sentence, and the last bit, right? So very often you read only the beginning of the paragraph and you understand, oh, that's the main idea, match with the paragraph. Also, an interesting thing is the first paragraph is usually about some general information, and the last paragraph could be about the future, could be about potential problems, potential dangers, or the future, yeah, or may not be, right? Match names to the statements. A very typical task, a list of names and statements. Read the text, match the names, like kind of the scientists, for example, who said what, and then you match. Also could be quite tricky. Here, the first thing you do, you should find all the names in the text. You open the text and you start, Mr. Yellow, circle. Bob Marley, okay, circle. So just have 1 minute, spend 1 minute on it, circling all the names. One tricky thing that like Bob Marley could be used once, okay, so you circle it once, but Brigitte Bardot, for example, could be used here and also here, so twice, right? So you pretty much should circle all the mentions of Brigitte Bardot. I don't know why I have Bob Marley and Brigitte Bardot, really, but just like, okay. But you have the idea, right? A typical task is A, B, C, D, so a multiple choice questions, usually in section 2 or section 3. Again, if you have no time, random choice, just choose them randomly and write something in the answer sheet to avoid blank spaces. An effective strategy could be that you read only the question. You read the question. You don't read ABC options. You read the question, keywords, go to the text, find the keywords in the text, read around, and then go to the task, and then read the options. Okay? So the last time actually I did the test, I followed this strategy, and really it's helpful. I know, for me it's helpful. Again, if you feel that not for me, like read the question, keywords, the options, keywords, then go to the text. Find the information, read the information, then read the options again. Yeah. Okay, so these are, from my perspective, these are the most challenging tasks. So like true, false, not given, oh, crazy. Yes, no, not given, where you think about the opinion of the writer. Then yes, this one, definitely, like make sure you practice this one. And the summaries, headings, matching names, and multiple choice questions. There are other task types. Again, each test is unique, is different. Topics are different, tasks are different. In one test, you have headings. In another test, which candidates take next week, you don't have headings, you have some other tasks, you see? So kind of, and the level of different tests might also be different. Again, it depends on the task types that you have, it depends on the topics, yeah? If you enjoy reading about space, and you get this text about space, and you're like super excited. Yay! I have this space text. I know everything, and you do it in no time, like 10 minutes. Like done, band 9. But for me, texts about space are like brain surgery. So I find it pretty challenging because I don't understand all the words, and I have to kind of be pretty brisk to do all the tasks. Yeah. So okay. Now moving on about the knowing the words in the text. Should you know all the words in the text, or you may have some new words, some strange words that you have no idea what they mean. So what do you think? Should we know all the words or no? Could you type your answers in the comment section? Do we need to understand to know all the words, or we can, I go, what do you think? No need, okay. But really, if you have some very strange words, you spend some time to on thinking what they mean, or you just disregard them. I don't know this, okay, just no problem. Because very often our students, and basically students who take IELTS, they want to know all the words in the text, and then they say that, oh, I don't know the words, I can't do it. Yes, yeah, Irina, you're absolutely correct. Deducing from the context. Again, it should be kind of trained. You should train yourself to guess the meaning from context. Even if not the meaning, but just this word, is it an adjective? Is it a noun? It's about the name of this device, or it's the name of the device, or it's the name of the ingredient in some dish, just what it can refer to, yeah, generally, or for example, it's an adjective, is it positive or negative, yeah, and do you need this word in your life? Do you need this particular word to answer the task, or it's just like an additional word which gives some details that you may not need after all, yeah. Yeah, but usually we can understand, is it positive or negative? Is it about this or it's about that, right? However, if you don't understand certain words in the task, yeah, this could be an issue, because then you may not understand the task, then you may misunderstand the task, then you might be confused in the of certain passages in the text. Well, this could cause problems. That's why while you're preparing, while you're reading kind of the tasks at home or in class, we have some IELTS courses in our official IELTS center. So when you do the reading, you should, and if you have some strange unknown words in the task, you should check them up. Check out these words in the dictionary and then translate in Google, I don't know, but make sure you know the meaning, yeah, because these are the important words in the task, yeah. And also, no need to check up all the words in the text that you don't know, but the words that are blocking your understanding, that these words didn't let me to address the task, yeah. Because of this word, I couldn't understand the right answer. These words should be checked, should be again translated if you wish, and you can write them out, you can remember, learn them by heart, okay, for the rest of your life. Yeah, and this is pretty useful. The same thing with listening, yeah, blocking vocabulary should be checked up. Okay, so I've given you 8 life hacks today. Which life hack do you think is useful for you? Which one? So let's just look at them again. We've talked about synonyms, yeah, being ready to read synonyms, and some synonyms could be crazy. Don't know the answer, guess the answer. no blank spaces. The task. Address the task. Do what they tell you to do. Yeah. Keywords. Underline the keywords. Look for the keywords in the text. Predict the answers. The task dictates what to read usually. There are some strategies where you skim through the text first, you understand the text generally, then you go to the task. Okay, it's all possible. But see, if it takes too much time for you, maybe you go to the task first. Can't find the answer, move on. Yeah, because there's no time to mull things over. It's pretty much 1.5 minutes for one question. Yeah, so, and to receive band 7, 30 correct answers. To get band 8, 35 correct answers. For academic IELTS. Academic, okay? This is about academic stuff. General people, you need more correct answers because reading is easier and texts are shorter in the first 2 sections. Tricky tasks. True, false, not given. Yes, no, not given. This crazy task. Summaries, headings, match names, ABC things. Practice doing these tasks at home. Know the strategies and what works for you. Also practice under the exam timing, okay? And no need to know all the words. However, if you have blocking vocab, you check them up, yeah? Okay, what are your questions about reading? So do you have any questions about reading? Maybe also not about reading, some other parts of the exam? Or I don't know why I have such a voice today. I have a nice voice. So I can be maybe less emotional today. Talking kind of like toning it down a bit. So, any questions that you have about the reading section, about strategies? Oh, super. I'm happy for you, Aigun. Now you can use these life hacks in your reading. Excellent. Now, perhaps you've heard about our IELTS for Success podcast, okay? We have the podcast with me and my colleagues, Rory and Joe was on the podcast. It's on pretty much every week, and you can just Google it, or you can listen to our podcast on iTunes, on what is SoundCloud, I think. Well, basically just Google it, or join our social networks, the Facebook, Instagram. We have the posts about our podcast. Today we've recorded a podcast about water. We've spoken about water, and with my sexy voice. So Rory and myself have been discussing questions about water. So if you subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, you can keep track of our podcast, okay? So yeah, we are also on YouTube. We've got this BKCIH has a YouTube channel with our videos. We have videos on idioms, some grammar, vocabulary. So if you want to upgrade your vocabulary and use more idioms, you can have a look, and Rory and Edward are there for you, giving nice idioms. Okay, so there'll be more webinars in the future, okay? So thank you very much for listening and being such a lovely people, okay? So best of luck with your IELTS, all right? So break a leg in the test. So when we wish success and kind of good luck, in English we say break a leg. Well, kind of like not so positive, but actually it is. It means like good luck, break a leg. Yeah. So have a lovely day, evening and morning, and a great IELTS. Bye-bye.